What's up guys, Emperor John Kill 3D Gaming here with another video, and no, I didn't waste the $60 on this game. I was able to play it freely, but without having to torture myself by owning it. The Last of Us Part 2. First off, let me just get it out there. My sister beat the game. She brought it over to beat it here. I watched all of the story mode, and when she got to New Game Plus, that's when I decided to play to get a feel for the controls. So let's just talk about the very little good that's in this game. And when I mean very little, it's not enough to carry the game. It's just mediocre at best, what was the effort that was put. And what I mean is the controls. Let's talk about the controls. The gameplay, the visuals, the voice acting, the presentation of the overall look. I won't lie, it's gorgeous looking. It's beautiful. The Last of Us has a very beautiful post-apocalyptic future look. You know, a very bleak, dark, fungal forest, vegetation taking back over the world type feel. All the voice actors do a solid performance. They do a solid job. Obviously, the actors that we knew from the first game, they were top-notch. Now, when it comes to the controls, if you know the first game's controls, it played very well. This one refines it a little bit better, makes it a lot more swifter, smoother to go through. Crafting can be done more on the fly. Combat is it's a lot less slow pace. Yes, there's going to be stealth sections, and you can choose to take the stealth option. It doesn't punish you for getting into combat as it does. Trying to play the first game, you can get punished if you don't stealth correctly. But here around, playing as Ellie, now 19, it makes the game feel more, she's younger, she's more spry than Joel. So I can tell that the controls fit her the most. Now, like everyone said, yes, the jump button is useless. There's rarely any point where I've had to use it. The environmental puzzles are not as good as the first game. They're cheaper here than they were the first time around. I'd much rather just similar puzzles to the first game, even though people didn't really like them that much. But at least they were something. No multiplayer, which is a shame. The multiplayer from the first game was fun, and it's highly underrated. It's actually more fun than the Uncharted series, because it was being compared to the Uncharted 3 multiplayer at the time, or Uncharted 4's at this current generation. But all that is basically what's good about the game. The voice acting, the presentation, the visual graphics, and the controls. Just those four things. Now, we're about to get knee-deep into shit territory. Everything from this point on is from what I have seen. If you love the first game, if you're a real fan of the first game, if you truly love the first game, you will go into this game knowing that it is a utter failure when it comes to its characters, when it comes to the storytelling, and when it comes to the actions of these characters. Because I've seen on Twitter people now defending Abby, now defending what she did to Joel. Those are just people who have never clearly played the first game, or if they played the first game but they really didn't pay attention to the first game. People said, oh, Joel deserved his death. No, he did not. And I'm going to tell you why. The game misled everybody, okay? It misleads you thinking this is another adventure for Joel and Ellie. No, it's not. If anything, this feels like a what-if sequel. If any true fans of the game are out there, you know that this game is non-canon. It should be deemed non-canon to you. The first game will always be the first game and the only game in the series. This will always be known as the LGBT of Us Part 2 rather than The Last of Us Part 2. They did Joel dirty. And yes, I'm going to talk spoilers. They basically rip off The Walking Dead by having his head beat in. And you have to look at it like this. Joel, whether you think he was right or wrong in his actions that led up to his death, in his mind, you gotta understand that what he did was the right thing. Because there's some consequences that obviously lead into this game from the first game when you rescue Ellie from the Fireflies hospital. But people are also saying, oh, if you want that happy hero ending, you're not going to get it. That's not blah, 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 blah. No. This is how the game should have been done. This is how The Last of Us Part 2 should have been truly done. It should have been another adventure with Joel and Ellie, and bring Tommy into the fray as a third person to play as. Yes, you can probably include these characters from the second game. Include them. But include them in better points of the story, or in better aspects, because no, I will not defend Abby. Abby is a trash character. He's a very garbage performance. The motivations for his character are garbage, and then she ends up taking the golf club and killing Joel. So, and then he gets boned by a self-insert Neil Druckmann. I mean, I hope she enjoyed being boned by the game's director, because he, Abby, and the creator damn sure fucked the fan base with this game. Alright? Now, I'm not going to be what everyone is doing, is automatically going to review bomb it and giving it a 0. Based off what I have played, the game is a 3. It's a 3. It's playable garbage. That's all it is. It's well-produced, playable garbage. It's basically, it's a shiny turd that you find. It's like a golden turd. That's all it is. The Last of Us Part 2 is a golden turd. And there'll be nothing that could redeem it. Not even a sequel could probably redeem this. And based on principles, this game was not meant for me. It wasn't meant for my audience, and it's not meant for its original audience. It was meant to pander to the LGBTQ, which, you see how quickly you lost your fan base promoting to the wrong fan base? Nobody wanted to see a dude fuck a tranny in a cutscene. Okay? And no, nobody has a problem with Ellie being lesbian. Okay? At least for that part, Ellie was well developed in that aspect. But everything else in the game, when it comes to the story, when it comes to how everything plays out, The Last of Us 2 fails its fans, and it fails you, and it fails the gamers. This is Emperor John Kill 3D Gaming. Remember, it's a solid 3. Playable trash. I'll be able to catch you all next time.